The 405 freeway goes smoothly, all the construction, he's in charge. If you have any questions.
Actually, I do get all the updates that tell me 4 times a day everything they're going to do that night for the next week. So if anyone would like those shared with you, you can send in the show notes and I'll email them to you. You've seen the last week has been a mess. They've been closing the 405 at night, but we got lucky. They were going to close the entire 405 in January for 54 hours to tear down part of the Mulholland Bridge. Working with them, it came up that they're going to build a new bridge next to it, leave the old one there until the new one's done, so we're not going to have all the traffic impacts of that. That's good. The bad news is they've now decided to move the skirball on-ramps. The ones that are at the end of that skirball bridge near the Skirball Museum, they're going to move them down 1,800 feet, and there's a lot of us, and all the homeowner groups are fighting it. So if you have any comment on that, let me know. Patricia Hurst is here.
So after the meeting, please, if you have any complaints about the 405,
let me know.
Bob, who is a part of the official team that is working with the construction company and the MTA, please speak to Bob after the meeting. Marshall Long.
What's your phone number?
Don't give your phone number. That's a email question.
The phone number, the email address is bobhillsideordinance@roadrunner.com, because I worked on that too.
Okay, Marshall Long, and for the camera, Matt Epstein, who's a member of the City Planning Commission, has left the room, and now we can talk about planning matters with Marshall Long.
Elvis and Matt have left the room. A couple of items. I want to summarize the Ralph's hearing, and then I want to ask Jay Weiser to come up, who was there and was committee chair, and to say a few words, and then get Bob Anderson back to talk about code simplification, which is another item he's working on. So briefly, on September 23rd, the City Planning Commission met and approved the Rouse project. The chair of the CPC characterized the design as transcending the specific plan. The next step is the Planning and Land Use Committee of the City Council. The date has not been set for that hearing. After that, it will be heard by the full City Council. So, Jay.
Thank you, Marshall. You know, so many times we've heard the expression the Ventura Boulevard specific plan. I think our eyes begin to glaze over, so I wanted to mention particularly what the plan is. It's to really restrict development within the confines of the law that was passed between developers, between council people, between other governmental people and the community. The idea is to keep Ventura Boulevard and the surrounding streets drivable. We just had a hearing on the Rouse project. It's not that we don't like a new place, it's not that we don't like the size in the abstract, but we are concerned about the increasing traffic. Just to let you know what happened at the hearing, the developer asked for certain things to be approved and certain code sections to be waived. So I got today in my mail the Los Angeles City Planning Commission results of that hearing. As Marshall said, the word was that their plans transcended the Ventura Boulevard specific plan. Now, I don't know how that could be because specifically going through 1 through about 10, but I won't read them all because I'll get hooked. Approved. Now, these are for waivers of certain requirements and exceptions to certain restrictions. Approved development. Approved. Waived. Adopted the findings that they wanted to have adopted the findings they wanted to have adopted. This was in a councilman's district where he said he would probably not approve any plan in excess of the Ventura Boulevard restrictions. That councilman never asked the developer to present a plan that was within the confines of the existing law. They just accepted the developer's project. So what we have to remember is the plan is to help us have a better, quieter community that we can drive through safely, and God forbid anything should happen again that happened yesterday. We do have the councilman this evening who said absolutely not. He would not approve a plan that violated the Ventura Boulevard specific plan. That's the difference between him and Councilman Caress, unfortunately. We'll see what happens. Thank you.
Thank you. With that, quick.
Okay, as I said, Bob Anderson is going to come up and talk about a very important code simplification movement, and there's more to it than that.
I'll make this quick. This is something you probably don't know about unless you saw that one-page ad in the LA Times last weekend about something going on in the city that's going to damage everything. Planning department is going to simplify the building code and the way that they can authorize new building. But instead of doing it in one step so we can understand it and see the impacts, they're doing it in 9 little steps. And they snuck the first one out without really telling everybody. Luckily, we caught it. We went down to CPC and...
CPC is what?
City Planning Commission, sorry. And 33 homeowners and groups got up and said, you can't get away with this, you haven't had public outreach, we don't agree with you, you're trying to sneak something through the system. And the City Planning Commission continued it. They held it for 3 months till January and said you have to do more public outreach. This is a big deal because if they sneak all these little things through that make it easier to approve projects and easier to waive requirements, we're all going to suffer. So this is the first of 9, and we're tracking them, and we'll keep you posted in the newsletter. And if you have any questions, let me know.
Thank you. Okay. Where is the councilman? There he is. Were you here when we gave Pat Davenport a little gift? Jules, you're gonna just give a summary. I mean, we're supposed to do it in front of the councilman. Jules, what did you do? What did we do?
We told Pat how much we loved her.
Okay. You're here. And she deserves a raise. Right back? Okay. With that, our speaker